What's up everyone, Alastiir here, and today I'd like to bring you guys a quick guide on how to spot good fractured bases so you can just quickly sell them if you don't intend on interacting with the crafting mechanic. I'm not going to go in depth as to why they're good. That'll be discussed in another video, which is about synthesis crafting and how you use them. But this is just for you guys that just want to know what to grab and what to put up for sale to make some quick cash. So basically you're going to look for 4 types of items. High eye level items. Now, high level items, for example, in jewelry, it doesn't matter what it is, just high eye level fractured, 82, 83, or even high 80s, anything's good. T1 bases. When I'm talking about T1 bases, I'm mostly talking about bases of armor, because for example, for a belt, it doesn't matter what the base is since the implicit is going to change, and that's all the belt type is its implicit. But for armor, for example, for energy shield armor, you're not going to get quite the same value from, say, a mind cage than a hubris, because a hubris has, by default, more energy shield on it. So you're going to want to look for those T1 bases. Then you're going to want to look for fractured items that have high tier mods. So a T1 mod or a T2 mod is probably going to sell. Don't knock out the mods that aren't necessarily, you might think, good, such as reduced attribute requirements or some of those weird things, because if they're actually T1, sometimes synthesis crafting is weird and ends up making them something actually valuable. So T1 mods always keep, and then items have multiple fractured. Again, here it's 2s and 3s. The 3s are quite rare, so you should probably generally always keep those if you can. And the 2s, you're going to want to look for at least 2 decent mods. If you have 2 bad mods, it's just not going to be worth it anyway, because the end item isn't going to be that great. So just as a quick example, I just grabbed 3 items I had from around of like what could be good, would be medium, and was just kind of not worth even keeping altogether. So for example, this is just a belt that has 44 ES. This is only tier 2, but still tier 2 is pretty good. You can roll some good things on belts with some flat ES, so you should absolutely keep that around or sell it. These boots have a T1 armor and evasion, and then a T7 fire res. T7 fire res is kind of mediocre, but fire res is decent all over stat, and even if it's low, it's just going to give you a bit of extra res as an implicit on top of the already existing T1 mod. So T1 plus anything is generally always worth a keep to try and sell. And finally, this is just T5 armor and evasion and tier 2 fizz damage to attacks. Tier 2 fizz damage to attacks is maybe okay, but probably not going to sell much because we're mostly in a spellcaster league. And always keep in mind the meta you're in. Right now, ES gear is very valuable because low life and CI are very popular. Spell gear is very valuable. Attack gear, not so much. You can keep it, you can sell it, you can try to craft with it if you want, but I'm the kind of person that I don't want to fill too much clutter of items that are probably never going to sell, even for a low amount. So it's just going to go in my Don't Fracture tab for my experiments, basically. So yeah, in terms of how you value these items, it's pretty simple. Any combination of those 4 is like the best. So if you have a T1 base on a T1 fractured mod on it, then big money. If you have a T1 base with T1 fractured mod that's also eye level, like 82 or 83, real big money. And then the huge money items are going to be multiple high tier good mods on fractured. So if you have a Val Regalia that has a fractured T1 ES and fractured T2% ES or something on it, you've hit big money for sure. And of course the triple dream, but that's probably not going to happen much, so don't worry too much about those. And if you do, make sure to sell them for a very large amount. Anyway, I want to keep this video short because this is just about the pricing things, so hopefully now you can see the items on the ground, figure out, are the bases any good? Sure, let's check them out. If the bases are bad, chances are it's not worth it anyway. If all jewelry and all jewels and stuff is always worth it, grab it up. If the tiers are low, just ditch them. If the tiers are high, keep them, check them, see what people are selling them for, and then sell them yourself. And hopefully you'll make a quick buck. And if you're interested on why these mods are useful and how you can use them to make cool items yourself, then check on over to the next video where I will be discussing in more length synthesis crafting and how it all works. As a final little extra bit, here's how I would go through grabbing my items and then figuring out what I want to sell from my fractured items or what I want to potentially keep to craft later. Usually I just grab them all and dump them all in this fractured tab. I've already ID'd a number of them here, but we're basically just going to fill our inventory with as many of the un-ID'd items as we can right now. Then you're going to just want to identify them all, and check what you got. So T3 Fire is might not be too bad, 2 mods, but they're both really low tier, so that's definitely getting dumped. We're gonna throw this back in here. T5 Strength, that's too low. T1 Life gained by attacks. Now, this is one of those ones where I'm not sure what this does, but it's T1, so I'm gonna save it, just in case. T3 Lightning Res, again, resistances can be useful, and sometimes the lower tiers are just enough to be able to get you over to the next tier. Tier 8, that's terrible. T1 Dex, we keep in it. T4, that's bad. T8, that's bad. T2, T4, it's got fire damage and increased fire damage. Problem is, if that was to spells, I'd keep it, but it's not. It's to attacks. People don't really use attacks much, and people don't use wands for attacks right now that are rare. So, dumpster. And T5 Chaos Res. So there you go, we just studied an inventory, and basically we're going to vendor all of these. We're not even that caring about eye level 81 Rustic Sash, cool, but the T5 Strength kind of bricks it. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go. Take it easy, have a great day, I'm Alastiir, and I will catch you on stream.